Biggest thing for us, I think, last year, being a first-time coach, was just getting the group to buy in to playing a team game, and I think again that's going to be a big part of our team this year as well. We got a lot of returners, but we also have 13 new players, so it's going to be some work to be done to get the group playing together right away.
For Coach Randolph, just how big of though is that experience to be able to lean on? Again, I know you mentioned the new players, but for your returning guys to have that Frozen Four experience coming into this season, just how beneficial is that?
I think it's very beneficial. I think a lot of times, even from as a player in college hockey, I was fortunate to go to the Frozen Four times, and you realize how hard it is to win. So you almost need to get there and fail to learn how to win. So I think it's beneficial for our group that we have, half of our team has been there, and they have a better understanding of what it takes.
I'll throw in a couple. Greg, one of the things that stands out with you guys is one of the largest freshman classes in hockey is coming in, and obviously a number of picks. What do you feel like the challenges are going to be this year working in some of those freshman pieces?
Yeah, we have 11 freshmen and 3 grads, so over half our team is new players. And similar to what Jay just said, it takes a while to get everyone on the same page, and we have to do that as quickly as possible. Freshmen, the exciting part is that they've worked hard in their first few practices. I think that's going to be the key, is the effort. It's really hard to go out and think you're going to outskill another team if that's your mindset, and you're not going to have much success in hockey. So we've been happy with the effort in the first few days, and hopefully we can all get on the same page quickly.
For Greg, just kind of talking about those freshmen, obviously 2 highly touted ones coming in, and Ryan and Will, just kind of what are your expectations for them this season?
Over the years, being here, every freshman adjusts at their own pace. We've had some that have come in, and even ones that you might not expect have come in and adapted very quickly, and then other ones who, have a great track record, but it takes them a little while to get adjusted to college hockey. So, like I said, as long as they come in and keep working hard like they have the first few practices, hopefully their adjustment will come quickly. But we don't want to set any lofty expectations for freshmen, because it's a big transition for them.
Is that something too with, line-wise, do you have any way, or you think about how you're going to do that, where maybe you take a little pressure off of them by not putting them on the top line right away, or have you even thought about that yet?
We've been experimenting with a few different combinations, but yes, even my wife is asking, are those 3 going to play together? I'm sure there will be times they will play together, but we're going to try a bunch of different. It's nice to have a veteran on your line too to start the year off, so we'll play it by ear for now.
Nate, you guys won a couple of overtime games last year. I know that every season, every team is different, but a couple of low-scoring overtime wins to get back to the Garden for the first time in a few years. How can that help build momentum rolling into a new season?
Well, I think first and foremost it helps our goaltender, because I thought being a freshman goaltender in Hockey East is a tough thing to do. So he played exceptional at the beginning of the season. He played exceptional in the playoffs, and I think the experience for him is what's really going to help us carry us forward. But I really like our group, and I think losing in the Garden leaves a bitter taste for the group, and it's a much stronger freshman class, on the ice. So we're excited. Can't wait to get going. I'm really looking forward to competing out in Michigan October 7th.
Jake, one of the things you talked about last year was that buy-in, was that leadership. What are you seeing from that group this year, some of the losses that you had, right?
Well, I think the first thing, we're very fortunate to have the leadership group we have back. Case McCarthy, I'm not sure he would have been back if he didn't get hurt in that Providence game. I think he wanted to have another opportunity to come back and compete for a national championship. So having him back, he was a big part of our leadership group last year. So Dom Fensori was a huge part of it, but I think Case already being in that position, it really helps our group. He understands kind of what we expect every day, and he sends that message. So for us, we're trying to get our group to lead the team, and I think you have a lot of success that way.
Steve, last year, one of the things that stood out for you guys, and especially going on your Hockey East tournament win up in Maine, was the special teams. And what is doing that and sort of the things that you're building with your special teams help as you guys come into another season, another year at trying to build within Vermont?
Yeah, special teams is winning that battle is the key to winning, especially in this league and NCAA. So, we had a pretty good penalty kill last year. We'll continue to work on that. It's part of building your identity as a program. So we'll continue to hammer that home, and we have been early here in the season, and hopefully that leads to some continued success for us.
For Nate, just you mentioned Philip and kind of the growth he got. What do you feel like it was his biggest growth getting Nate last year, and what do you still kind of want to see him continue to improve on going into this year?
Well, I think consistency, is the hardest thing for a young goaltender. Being able to bring it back-to-back nights, being able to focus on the road. You always I think you get a spike, at the beginning of the year because everything's new and fresh. And but when you get into the grind of the season, sometimes it can catch up with the freshmen. So consistency, and I think that comes from practice and practice habits. So we've been on the ice a couple times. He made great gains in the summer. It's about bringing it every day, I think. And if he can find that, I think he'll have a lot more consistency on the ice.
Any other questions for this group of coaches? All right, thanks very much, guys.
Greg, you seemed to mention at the end of last year that you knew what went wrong, that you had an idea of what you wanted to do coming into this year. How did the offseason go? How do you feel?
Optimistic, very optimistic. We have 13 new players, big freshman class. Our big issue is leadership and team chemistry and a lot of those things that just for a lot of reasons I'll take a lot of blame for that. So our coach was a big part of it last year, and tried hard to get better this summer.
Ben, tell us a little bit about the jump that you felt like you guys took last season, basically doubling your wins as you continue on your build. What's sort of the next step for you guys as a program?
I think the next step is hopefully from the start of the season believing we can win every game, and it took us a while to build that up over the first year and a half, and then we got there, we felt like we could do it, and then we kind of let ourselves down. So I think our guys have understood that the mentality going in has to change a little bit, and we still have a lot to prove to ourselves and obviously to the college hockey world.
Dave, you guys kind of seem to flew under the radar a little bit. It seems like the expectations are a little higher this year. Is that difficult to match, knowing that you're not going to be sneaking up on anybody this year?
I don't know about not sneaking up on anybody in general. This league's so strong, top to bottom. I think every game is taken quite seriously by each opponent from top to bottom. I mean, you look at the preseason rankings, I guess is what that question comes to. That was maybe earned by last year's team. We were picked 9th last year. The fact of the matter is we're a program that, in a lot of senses, perception-wise, has some disrespect to it, and it's our job as our program every day to feel that and continue to earn respect every day. So.
Mike, same question to you that I asked Chris before. Having a full off season with the facility, what has it allowed you to do differently this year than maybe in years past?
I think we have more kids coming back in the summer, for sure. Just because it's a state-of-the-art facility where they can develop and train, and the amenities, just make it a lot easier for them to work out and skate. So we had ice, starting in July this year, which we normally haven't had. So it was great from that standpoint.
Greg, you guys just announced your captains yesterday. Tell us a little about them and what you're excited about them leading the group this year.
Sure. Brian Ufko and Aaron Bollinger, two veteran defensemen for us, and I was meeting with them yesterday and realized that they're both 4.0 students. They're both way smarter than me, so I got my hands full of conversations this year. But they've been through a lot. They're real leaders in every way that we want our guys to live their lives in the classroom, on the ice. Just real high quality people, and so far they've proven to be extremely good leaders.
Dan, you guys had the year that you had last year, going all the way to the Hockey East final, making the NCAA tournament. What's the challenge of trying to use that to help build things and continue to progress your program, but also, like you talked about, making this a new year and with a new team and kind of starting from scratch in a way as well?
Yeah, I mean, we had to first lean into the fact that this is a new group this year, and kind of put past and in the past, and that'll be the challenge internally. But our expectations haven't changed at all. Whether it was last year or the year before, our standards are high and they'll remain high, and that's what we're looking at this year, is to keep pushing the envelope every game.
Mike, talking about Matthew specifically, what do you see as kind of his next steps as you have him under your wings for another year?
Yeah, I think last year, he played with a couple really good players, and Hudson Shandor and Justin Pearson, and they kind of carried him along. And I think his challenge this year that I've told him is, now you got to carry some guys. And I think that's probably the next step in his development, is that he's got to take on somewhat of a leadership role. Even though he's still fairly young on the team, he's a very good player and well respected in the locker room. So it's going to be his job now to carry a few other players with him.
Ben, what most excites you about your group this year?
I think our group is together. We had 16 new players last year, so we have a few less than that, even though we still have, I believe it's 11 this year. So, having a year under our belt and the experiences that we went through last year and becoming competitive again, hopefully will allow us to build.
Any other questions for this group? All right, thank you all very much.
Jerry, you mentioned that last year that you felt like the team underachieved a bit. I guess, how is the preseason going this year? How do you make sure that doesn't happen again?
Yeah, we're not too focused on last year. I think we're a hungry group this year. We're motivated. We've got a lot of new players, though. 13 new players. I'm sure a lot of teams in our league do. And just like a lot of teams, we're pretty excited about the group that we have right now. Got a good locker room, good character. A lot of guys that, hockey's important to them. They want to win. They want to win at Northeastern, and we're just excited day by day. And we know this is going to be a dogfight this year in this league. But we're a hungry group.
Mike, the run that you guys went on at the beginning of the second half last year, you talked a lot about kind of the youth of your group and then growing into the team. What did you feel like you learned about some of those young guys who will be back with you this year during that stretch?
Well, I think, the grind of Hockey East, is unique. I think our league, and Norm and I were talking about this earlier, is so difficult night in and night out. And I think to return, I guess your core group of players in terms of your more talented players are back now as juniors and sophomores. It's exciting for us. But we know it doesn't get any easier just because those guys have gained another year of experience. It's a long game. It's a long year. It's about constant improvement. We're pleased with good summer with our guys being on campus. Excited that this core group is back now with another year of experience. And just really optimistic about our group moving forward.
Norm, you guys added a new assistant coach to the staff this year. Tell us a little bit about him and what excites you about your staff.
Yeah, we had actually 2 assistant coaches, one associate coach and one assistant. Both are very different. Andy Vesqueto's got 15 years experience. He's from the area originally. I think he's going to add a lot to the club. Good with skill development. Eric Sorensen from Holy Cross was a former goaltender. He's got 6 years experience, so they both bring something a little different. We're excited to have them as part of the mix.
Jerry, what excites you most about your group this year?
I'd say just the character of our group. Just got a lot of good kids in our locker room. I think when you show up down there as a coach, and same thing over the summertime, you see the work that they put in. We've got great leadership in there. Justin Ritzkovian's a phenomenal captain, kind of just showing how we do things. And, the younger guys they're eager to learn. So I think that's the biggest thing. I think, every team in our league has got a ton of talent on it. And it's such a fine line of winning and losing. So I think your leadership and your composure and just how hungry your group is what can kind of get you, an extra couple wins that makes the difference between probably 10th place in our league and might be 3rd place this year. So again, I think it's just more the character in the group.
Mike, same thing we were talking about with Hillary a little bit. How excited are you for the upgrades that are coming to the Whitmore Center? And can you tell us a little bit more about some of the plans there?
Sure. I think it goes without saying we're incredibly excited. I think it's long overdue, but we're very fortunate to have an exceptional alum step up for us in a big way. Couple that with the support of Governor Sununu, which is phenomenal for us. I mean, I think it's elite players now expect elite facilities, and we as a league have set a high standard in terms of expectations for the type of players that we attract. And I'm just very grateful that we've gotten to the point where we have, and not only for our future players, but like I say, me personally, my greatest responsibility is always to the kids that are here at UNH now, and we want to provide them with an elite experience when they're on campus, and so this will help us to do that.
Norm, what's the thing that most excites you about your group this year?
Well, early on, I like the balance. We have 7 seniors, we have 8 incoming freshmen. There's a healthy balance between classes throughout the team. I've liked our habits so far. I think our attention to detail is pretty good over the course of the summer. To not give you too many cliches, that's all I know so far. I'm excited by the captains. Ben Meehan from Walpole, Mass. Stella is from Karlstad, Sweden. We've got a incredible diversity in the locker room that's healthy. Each and every way, Braden Ingham has put in his time. He's going to be a good assistant captain, and Junior Owen Cole is going to provide that grit up front that we need. And he's destined for a big season. So I'm excited by the leadership so far, the attention to detail, and like I said, the work habits have been good early. We've all had very few skates so far, but judging by the work ethic in the summer, I think we're heading in the right direction.
Mike, tell us a little bit about your leadership group this year.
Yeah, we returned 2 of our 3 captains from last year, in Alex Gagne and Harrison Blaisdell, are 2 of our 4 captains. And Alex and Harrison have done a phenomenal job to date. We haven't officially announced a captain yet. We'll do that over the course of the next week. But real good leadership. I mean, it starts with, now with having the ability to have guys back on campus in the summer. And we as coaches, can't do a lot with them in the summer. So, you become very reliant on your strength and conditioning program. But more importantly, you become very reliant on the returning players, and they sort of take charge. And I think, that started this summer, the real attentive players to their physical fitness, and that just permeates through the group. And with these guys, their challenge is always to to bring more guys into that circle. And I think they're trying their best right now to do that and to grow their influence on our younger or incoming players, 10 new guys.
Jerry, you mentioned Justin, but what is having a captain like that and the leadership group that you guys have add to what you hope your group can accomplish this year?
Yeah, with Justin, he's the type of player that we want at Northeastern. He just does everything the right way. He's got a lot of talent. He can make plays. He can score goals. But it's everything that he does, away from the rink and, showing up early and the work that he puts in. He prepares like a pro. And I think, having 13 new players this year, seeing how he does things is, it's almost, it's easier as a coach because, you have your leadership just showing the right way. And, Liam Walsh, Matt DeMellis, Gunnar Fontaine, they're all upperclassmen, all seniors, fifth-year guys. And, it's a good group of leadership there. And, I think the young guys and even our transfers that are coming in just kind of know how we do things and the culture that we're trying to build. And definitely Richie leads the way there.
Any other questions for this group? All right, thank you all very much.